Hello everyone! Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. I'm joined by Matt.
Hello! How is everyone? How are you doing, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So today, as we can see, we're in a very snowy Germany. Tell me if there's anything, any volume problems. Just let me know.
I can't hear anything, so all good.
Yeah. So we've got an 86, which is hauling a failed class 24.
I do like that 86 model. Do you know what happens when you press the E key?
No, I don't know what happens when I press the E key.
Oh!
Shall I press the E key? Let's see.
Go on, press the key.
I'll press the E key.
Oh, you won't be able to see it from there. You need to look at the front.
Oh, there we go. Now it's happened. Well, I've probably pressed it a few times. Let's do it again. We're going to behave itself. It did do it. There we go. Look at that. It's open.
That's cool. I like that feature.
Right. Get the brakes off. And what I'm going to do is put the generator on. Wherever the generator is. Steam Alpha Turbo generator. And then up here, wherever it's gone, cab light, that normally helps. Oh, we're off. I'll do it when we get to the next station. Make sure we don't wheel slip, because this is one for wheel slipping.
So I just realised I'm sitting. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. I have to sit really far to the left of it to look like I'm in the middle of it. It's really bizarre. So I've just moved myself, and I am now in the shot better than I was hanging out the middle. Heaven help me for sitting in the middle of the camera, hoping that would work. How is everyone on the chat anyway?
Yeah.
Matt's head is cut off. Yes. Sit further into the shot. Yes. Are you turning PZB on? I don't think he did.
No, how do I? I don't actually know how to do that in this.
It's not actually PZB, Riley, in this thing. It's in Lucy, I think. Someone will correct me. It's not that much difference, but... Hello, Headless Matt. Halloween was a few days ago. I know, but for some of us, Halloween just keeps on going.
Me trying to find all the light switches in the dark. Oh, hello. Get there in a minute.
I'll give you a tip. L is not one of them.
No, I'm trying to get the valve gear lights on.
I do like the BR86. It's lovely. It's a tank engine, but it's a what, 282 or something daft.
Yeah, it's 282.
Germans love their big tank engines.
Yeah.
I love them too. It's so cool. I swear that tank engine actually looks beefier than the tender engine we've got there.
Yeah, I think it does.
That's the BR24, isn't it? Which is another quite cool drive.
Yeah.
Where does this journey finish at?
Where does it finish at?
Yeah. Press F1.
Weirdo.
Oh, Vedal.
Vedal, that's it.
I wouldn't base anything on my pronunciation. That's a bad idea.
Sorry, it was a bit laggy around here. This is my PC doing that. Just move a bit, there you go. And that'll improve.
We need to find out how to make your PC run less laggy, because that's not good.
No.
Why is it always Steam, James Humble? I'm going to guess, but I think that Jamie likes Steam.
I think so, yeah, that would...
We should probably try something different next week.
Yeah. Here we go. Now, there the lights are. There we go.
We do theme our workshop Wednesdays Enter the Dragon. Steam, then Steam, then Steam, and then a bit more Steam.
Alright, let's get the doors open. There we go.
Do you know if the game freezing issue people have been experiencing playing 64-bit with Bluetooth headphones? What? That's the first I've heard of that from Romero. But then I'm not really in tune, so...
I haven't heard that one either, actually.
Oh, when you say... We get lots of people saying, have you fixed the X issue? And it's because I think the community sort of talk to each other about various things and forget to tell us. So yeah, raise a support ticket if you haven't already. If you have, then let us have the details, and we'll go and find an answer for you when we get a chance. But the first I've heard of that problem. I can't imagine, other than maybe if you've got bad Bluetooth drivers or something like that. I can't even begin to imagine how that would cause a problem. That's weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've got some good news. Yeah, the Bessemer and Erie route scenarios for... Oh, here we go. Depart at 7:35 for Hollenberg. You encounter a service in front of you, 861139. So prepare to be slow or stop. So right for now. Yeah, Bessemer and Erie route. If you have been trying to upload scenarios onto the for workshop, that should now be fixed.
Oh, nice one.
Yep.
Great work getting that fixed.
Yeah. Yep.
Got priming.
Yep.
Priming.
Priming.
This is the 2021 version of Raw is ignored. Yes, I believe so. This will be Hagen to Segan.
Yeah.
Which is twice as long as the TS World version. They're definitely working. RB Jets has uploaded new scenarios. Fantastic. I take it. Did you get in touch with him and let him know?
Yes, I did. Yep. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Get off somewhere now.
Roughly how many services included for the 363 coming tomorrow? I want to say 12 or 13 dedicated shunting scenarios. Doing quite a lot of different stuff.
Wheel slipping a little bit.
Hey, wheel slip is fine. Nothing wrong with wheel slip. Oh yes, we're running hoist. We're running Reels Ignored tomorrow. Yeah, good shout, Andy. Tube fan.
How are you? Ah.
We're running the BR363.
Oh, that was a good choice.
I tell you what, I know I'm supposed to say this, but I really enjoyed testing the 363. It's such a fun little train.
There's a DB10 over there. Oil 5. Had to go with that earlier. It's a bit more complicated.
Nice.
Oh, we're getting somewhere now.
Kara, is Dovetail making the Northwestern Pacific Railroad? You heard a teaser. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have a look at the roadmap and see whether it's on there, because those are the only teasers that matter.
Yeah.
Anything that's not on that roadmap is not being worked on. So if you want to know if a route is in production, or well, not necessarily even in production, but on our, we're confirming we are looking to make this route, then the roadmap is the place to go.
So we've had Binary asked, do you know why the front lock is connected backwards and not both forwards like modern locks? So basically this scenario runs it as a failed, you've got a failed loco, which is the BR24, which I'll just come up to the front of the train so we can have a look. So you've got a failed loco, so basically the tank engine didn't have any time and just basically went straight onto the front to run, instead of running round. Sorry, turning round, sorry. Let's get the reverse setting down.
Wondering why none of the teased Train Sim Germany add-ons are on the roadmap. I believe that process is underway. There's been some lag on our side in getting the TSG stuff onto the roadmap, but that will happen at some point. Is it easier to play Train Sim World with a controller rather than a keyboard? That's personal preference. Some people much prefer the keyboard, and some people that I know that are keyboard that used to play regularly on the keyboard. Once they got the hang of the joystick, of the controller, sorry, they haven't looked back, and they generally prefer to play it on the controller. So your mileage may vary. Personally, I really enjoy it on the controller, particularly with the new immersion controls. They work really, really well. Is this one of those steam engines that explodes when you drive it wrong? No, the ones that Dovetail releases, and the BR86 was a Dovetail one, don't generally have the explode mode. Where if you don't open the cylinder cocks, they on some of the third-party ones, they simulate exploding drains, which is a one-shot fatal.
Yep.
You get to make that mistake approximately once.
Yep.
I remember doing a really long scenario with the Victory Works Small Prairie, I think it was. And I got to the end, and I literally had to go to the end of the yard, and I stopped, and I had to back up into a siding, and I was done. And I didn't open the drains when I stopped.
Oh dear.
And I blew it up 1 minute from the end of the siding. It's like, oh, come on! Sometimes that feature is, yeah. Hi there, Skate Music. Glad that we see you've had reports that you're uploading stuff, so that's good to see. Thank you very much for sharing your amazing work. Wolfgang says on the control you have levers sort of, and the right-left sticks somehow more immersive. Yeah, it feels more like you're operating controls rather than pressing buttons like you do with the keyboard. But everyone's different. Did I use many of my father's technical words for exploding? Well, you were probably there, Baked Bean Kid. You were probably there. You know I don't use technical terms on my streams. I'm not going to say they weren't technical terms thrown around afterwards. Ed says turn the inspection lights off. They're sucking the frame rate dry.
Ah, that might be why then.
Oh, there's lovely AI on this. Who made this snow?
Right, it's turned off, and that seems to have proved it. There you go. I just like having the inspection lights on. Tell you what I'll do. Just turn off the camera. That should be better. Yes, who made the scenario? I will double check that with you. It was Not Silent.
Oh, this is Not Silent, of course it is. So yes, the AI will be good. Driver service with only your powers. There's not much of a challenge by the way, right? I know some people, I mean, the Colonel pretty much does drive almost entirely with his mouse.
Does he?
I don't know if he does it so much these days. He's sort of getting the keys down now, but certainly at one point he was all about using the controls directly. And I know other people are the same, because it feels more immersive, like you're interacting with the train.
Ah. There you go, some more AI. good old Kriegslock. No, I think
52.
there's another one behind it. So, there we go.
52 on coal. Nice. When you get back to the camp, we have requests for for whistle action.
Ah, there we go. Alright. Quite a long one.
Tube Van's curry has arrived, and he's not sharing. It's out of order. As long as we all get to have some of the dessert, though.
Yeah. Some more AI.
Am I sitting in a TGV Faramir? I am indeed. You have spotted the cab. I'm sitting in the cab of a duplex. Derek, first time you did the D-Day preparation scenario on the Riviera in the 50s, you spadded on the last signal before the end because the final stop marker is very close to the signal. Yes. Yes. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I did another one by Victory Works where you have to go up the steep bank on Weirdow, the one in 20, and the one in 29, whatever it is, and it was you've got a double yellow, so expect a red light.
Yeah.
I think I managed to balance the boiler and everything, and it was working so well. And I stormed the bank. Fortunately, at the top of the bank was a red light.
No.
And I had no hope. Absolutely no hope. Because unfortunately, at that point, I hadn't fully appreciated that I was I was driving faster than than an unfitted train should be driven. So bad things, DM. How long have you guys played train games? Well, I started playing MSTS in 2001, something like that. How about yourself?
I think it was about 2010, possibly 2000. No, it'd be earlier than that. 2006, probably something like that.
Nice. Am I stocked up on Iron Brew and Jaffa Cakes? I've got Iron Brew, I've got cream soda. I don't have Jaffa Cakes though, but you know what? The world will go on even if I don't have Jaffa Cakes. That's what my wife keeps telling me. I still don't believe it.
Another 24, another 86.
Nice.
Logs this time.
Ruse. Ruse wagons.
Ah. I'm learning all the different names.
I think they're ruse. They're one of the types of ruse that doesn't have the tall stalks.
Got these as well. Pretty cool. Oh, hello. There we go, look at that. He's been reading his magazine. What's he been reading?
That's
Oh,
a lovely bag.
You got a map in the back there. Look. Brilliant.
That's very nicely done. What line is it, Alberto? This is Hagen to Siegen. And we are coming into Hohenlimburg.
Yeah. Frame rate's a bit better now.
Doesn't matter which simulator it is, Hagen is hungry.
Yeah.
Was Train Simulator originally Railworks? Quiet Fox. Yes, so Train Simulator, it was Railworks, Railworks 2, Railworks 3, which was also known as Train Simulator. Something or other, I can't remember. 2012, actually, 2012. And then there was no Railworks 4 because the next one was Train Simulator 2013. So Railworks 3 / TS 2012, which is the same thing, was kind of where the name transitioned, and then it became Train Simulator, followed by a year number after that.
It's got a PZB on this. I just haven't turned it on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's a steam engine with PZB. It's, you know, it's the most stoppy, explodey loco in the game.
Now I've got to remember how to turn it on. I want to turn on PZB.
We need a pacer in TSW2, otherwise it is not a simulator, says Chip Fan. I agree. Needs a pacer. Southern Belle and Evening Star is where it's at. Yep.
Yep.
What year did Train Simulator start? I think Rail Simulator, which is the original release of it, was 2007, I want to say. I think Railworks was 2009.
Right.
Something like that. It's that sort of that time period. Railworks was based on, well, was essentially Rail Simulator became Railworks, which became Train Simulator. So it was EA Games published it, Chris. Kuju developed it, and Fund for Games was their funding partner. So it's kind of like a three-party product to create EA Rail Simulator. There were 2 paces in Kent. Yes, so I hear. If you have GW on disc originally, can we obtain the preserved disc by loading up the disc like we did for Rapid Transit? I don't know the answer to that question, Pete. I would suggest that you go onto the forum. There'll be a place on the forum for what to do to get your legacy content. There will be instructions. Follow them and you will get it.
And they got both of them powering, although the 24 isn't doing much work.
James Humble, did you play Microsoft Train Simulator?
Yeah. I have the same case. I have exactly the same case.
I had the original big box version. This was a newer version that I got more recently. You know, the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to run some older content, but no, I didn't. I was the first. I mean, I dabbled with things like BB and so forth, but Microsoft Train Sim was where I began the addiction. I mean, the enthusiasm.
Oh dear.
You got the US box version, yeah. Mine was a Scotsman version.
My dad always used to get the flight sim boxy versions. Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to put water in, don't worry. I'm not going to let it blow up this time.
Tube fan, will I be getting an RTX 3000 GPU at all? Possibly. I quite fancy a 3070, but I don't know. I'm certainly not in any rush. I've got a 980 Ti in my machine and it's behaving fine on my laptop that I use has got a 2070, so neither of the machines are really struggling, so I do quite fancy getting a next-gen console as well, to make a decision about which one I'm going to get. Because I somehow doubt that domestic management will approve the purchase of 2 different consoles. I think that might go down poorly. That's a beautiful model.
He's gorgeous, isn't it?
So for those that know Bossman Games, it's the same author who built that book. Used to work for us.
Really?
Yeah, this was made by Ben.
No. Sure.
Go Spectrum 48. Oh, totally muggy. Totally. It's really where it's at, to be honest. It's funny, I noticed that because you've got the two big consoles coming out from Sony and Microsoft, and Atari are bringing out an Atari 2600 sort of retro console based off of what I'm imagining is a Raspberry Pi, and it's like £100.
Hello.
I think the cab was another one. Oh, was it? A cab might have been another. In fact, the cab quite probably was. I'm pretty sure that the exterior was better. It was quite not uncommon for the interior and exterior to be quite two different.
I must admit, I love these coaches because they've even put. Where is it? I'll find it now. There we go. Look at that. You've got the destination boards on, which I have been playing different scenarios with them, and they do actually change as well. And actually, the guards whistle blows in them as well, I think.
Yeah, those are nice coaches. Very nice.
Make sure we actually stop in the right spot, because I nearly stopped when I was testing this one out.
You guys had the Atari STFM. That's nothing. I had the Atari 800. I know.
Start for a minute. Let's go into this.
My dad did a mod on our Spectrum, changing. It was a mod that you could do for I think it was colours in it. Basically, Spectrum's got, I think it's a 16 colour, but the chip in the 128s can actually do like 64,000. But it had been crippled so that it did exactly the same set as the basic Spectrum. It was the 48, and there was a mod that someone found that if you solder certain wires to certain places, you suddenly had to select Spectrum that could do 64,000 colours.
Wow.
We got Hohenlimberg. Yeah, we found Hohenlimberg.
I love what the route editor or the scenario designer has done with this. He's actually put period people on the platforms as well.
Yeah. Not Silent is definitely a very, very good in terms of giving you a really good sense of presence and immersion. Not just with trains, with other methods as well. Don't tell him he doesn't need to stop, Chip Fan.
Oh, just a bit of a skid because we're on icy rails.
Bit before Intercity, I think.
Go. See if I can find the period person here. No, not there. Where has he gone? I found him there. There he is. Got his timetable. Look, there you go.
Very good.
Depart at 7:53, but note there is a problem at Letmath. Is it Letmath? Letmath?
I just say Letmath.
Letmath. 18505 has been forced to stop. You have to go around it into left main 1, 40 kilometers per hour, and the crossover to change tracks before Letmath depot reception. We've got a minute here now, so we're early. That's good.
Amazing. Don't forget that water.
Yeah, I won't forget the water. Got plenty of pressure now, so we're alright. There is something about steam and snowy nights, isn't there?
Very nice. Very nice. This is
Who's
something
been...
about steam, period.
Yeah, that's true. Who's done steam in the snow? Here's a question. I can remember actually I nearly got stuck at a Seven Valley Gala because it was so snowy.
No, fortunately, generally the minute it's snowing, I like to be anywhere warm and not outside. And certainly know where I've got to drive.
Well, luckily I was catching the train back, but I was so, Tube Fan 1973 is well done, Jamie. 10 out of 10. You were better than Southern. That's a good one. Right, can head off now.
What's everyone been playing this last week then? TS World or TS? What's been taking up your time? Bit of slips on the slips.
Yeah. I love how it doesn't actually just slip a little bit. It does that. It stops. You know, which is what they really do. It's brilliant. Way going in the slip again. I'm going to reverse it back.
Augsburg with Somerset. Big Binky's been running the new Glasgow line. Yeah, I think we're looking at that on Thursday or Friday? Friday. I think that might be you and me.
I think it is, yeah. It's Friday, I think.
Against Sam and I tomorrow for the launch of the 363, and then you and I on Friday for the for a bit of suburban Glasgow.
Yep. It's suburban Glasgow. I think you're driving as well.
Am I?
Yep.
Oh. Oh. Better get that installed then. I'm looking forward to that actually. It looks like a really... Hey Bean Kid, give us your one sentence pun-free review.
One sentence pun-free review.
He can't say anything that's one sentence, and he can't say anything without a pun in it.
Ah, right, I see.
It's really good. Ah, darn it! He beat me! Curse you! Is there a steam diesel hybrid DMU? I don't think so. But you never know. The railways, they went through phases of trying all manner of crazy nonsense.
Yeah. Well, it's like they're now converting their 08 shunter, aren't they now?
Oh, well, they're making that battery something.
Yeah. Hello.
Derek, we're really enjoying HMA so far. Tip hat off to you and the team. Thank you very much, Derek. I'll pass that on to the team. They will appreciate that. Everyone's really happy with how it's come out. It's very good. There's still work going on with optimization work all the time, but it's getting there. But it's great fun to play. Glad you're enjoying it. In terms of steam diesel hybrid DMU, there are steam multiple unit types like the rail car, the steam rail motor.
Yeah.
Yes, there is an SMU Wolfgang effectively. It was only ever a single car, but there was the steam rail motor. There is one on Steam. You can get it if it's Victory Works did it for TS a while ago now, and that's a real treat to drive. It's really different to what you might be used to. It's a single coach basically, where one of the bogies has been swapped out for a little boiler bogie.
Yeah.
And there is actually a thing in there where you can take the boiler bogie out on its own and run the boiler bogie up and down like it's being tested.
Yeah. Barry has asked how we doing. Doing fine. Doing fine. You doing okay, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, I am doing very well. I'm doing very well. I hope everyone is doing well with the lockdown starting tomorrow.
Yeah. I hope everybody's got their... No one's been panic buying or getting their toilet roll in.
Yeah.
Right. Control tab. There we go. Perfect. Must remember this is 40, isn't it? Should have thought that. I think the passenger's about to have it. Oh, I'm just about to hit my head. Ouch! There you go.
JP panic bought Jaffa cakes, and that is why Matt has none. Well, I answered that.
That answers that question.
Mystery.
I thought I didn't see any Jaffa cakes when I went in the store the other day.
JP's been all over the country, stocking up.
Go. Now here's going to be an interesting bit for... We're going to do some shunting now. Because we've got to go up the incline. Once we've dropped off the passengers, we'll go up the incline, come back down and then go out on the main line again.
Oh, is it going on the Isola?
Yeah.
Briefly. Two Frank panic bought chocolate hobnobs. I don't allow myself to buy chocolate biscuits. I just buy plain digestives now. Because I like a biscuit every now and again, but if I have a packet of hobnobs, I don't have a packet of hobnobs for long. Whereas if I have a packet of digestives, they last forever. Because who wants one of them?
Do you know what I used to do? If I couldn't get any chocolate biscuits anywhere, what I used to do was I used to get Nutella.
Digestives and Nutella.
Yes, yeah.
That's old school. Another favourite is digestive, bit of butter, another digestive.
Oh no, I haven't tried
Digestive sandwich.
I have to try that with Nutella. I'm not keen on Nutella. Yeah, Nutella digestives is a great combo. Let's make sure I hit the right spot in the platform, shall we? Ooh, right.
My favourite biscuits, they don't make anymore. I haven't made them for ages. They're called thick teas.
Thick
They're like
teas.
rich. They're thick, as in not thin.
Right.
They're basically rich teas, but they're like the thickness of about 8.
Wow.
They were really nice. They kind of reminded me a lot actually of Farley's rusks, the baby food.
Yeah.
But that's not what they tasted like. So, and I don't. If anyone disagrees, then I'll. But no, thick teas were great. But they haven't sold them in years.
I don't know what my favourite type of biscuit is, really.
Glue rich teas together. There you go. Before anyone says no, my favourite kind of biscuit is not a Jaffa cake. Because it's not a biscuit.
It's a cake. It says it on the tin.
There was a whole court case to prove it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because cakes and biscuits are taxed differently.
Right. There we go.
I mean, technically they could turn into a biscuit. Well, this is true.
Now, here's a question. Who's managed to have Terry's Chocolate Orange Twirl? Who managed to have one? Because I must admit, they are awesome.
They're not bad.
Because also they've done Terry's Chocolate Orange Fingers as well. That's the other one.
Yeah, it's not Terry's. It's just orange. Yeah.
Yeah. After picking up passengers, rev towards what was you say? Isalol?
Eyes alone.
Eyes alone. I'll get these right. I'm learning German. I'm getting there. Over the bridge with your last carriage before the last signal. There we go.
Like I said, I'm not the person to be learning pronunciation. I am almost certainly leading you down a garden path with my pronunciation. My pronunciation is the stuff of legend. And there's at least only been 2 wars broken out because of it.
Only 2?
How about a bacon and marmite sandwich? Never again! No! What a complete waste of bacon. Is this the steam biscuit review? Yeah, basically.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's like the old grey whistle test. It's the old grey biscuit test.
But just with a steamy flavour.
Yeah.
Spam bacon is lovely. Oh god, spam. Or is it spam, egg, sausage, spam, bacon, spam, or is it just spam and bacon?
You know more about spam than anybody else, clearly.
Keep your steady speed to make sure your end carriage is beyond the final signal before stopping, as it's very hard to start again up the incline. Then forwards to stop at Lenmouth 3, your locomotive beyond the platform signal. Now going up the branch. Got your Sanders on.
So the Steam update for TSW, I believe is tomorrow. Yes, that will be the update for that. So you can look forward to that at some point tomorrow.
Someone's put, shall we talk about biscuits and dunkability? That will be the next.
Dunkability is what's important. Biscuit can't be safely dunked. It's just not a biscuit you should be worrying any time. Ever done bacon in the firebox on a shovel? No.
Yes. Yes, I've done it once. I can't remember if it was bacon or sausages.
Why did Tees Valley update not get a flag? Well, ECW update hasn't got a flag. I don't know. Cheap fan. Possibly a mistake. Maybe just the update to the flag maybe didn't quite make it into the build or something.
Oh, I'm not going to get started again. Come on. I've got me Sanders on. Should be alright.
A little bit overexcitable on the brakes there.
Yeah. Look at that. We did manage to get it started again.
Chip fan, adding the flags is a game. It's a route update, but it requires a re-download of the entire route to add that flag. So.
Apparently dunking is all about timing. Too long and it breaks off and falls in your tea.
You've got to hit that sweet spot where it's been dunked perfect and doesn't feel like a dry biscuit anymore, but hasn't yet disappeared, so that when you lift it out, there's actually nothing there anymore.
Right, there we go. Right. Now we can go back into the platform now. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. I don't like tea or coffee, so I don't do dunkability.
You can dunk into milk.
That is true. That is true.
Oreos dunked into milk. See, now now we're talking.
Yeah.
Who is it that made this a food stream anyway?
I don't know.
It always happens on my streams. I blame Baked Bean Kid. Or Moggy. It's got to be one of them two. Right, let's talk trains. What's everyone's favourite train? Shoot, now! Don't think about it. Straight in there, the favourite train.
Straight in the chat. Just put it in the chat now.
What do you mean me? Don't blame me, Nick. Even if it was me, it wasn't me. The one with the buffet card. Because you want your biscuits.
Oh,
we just have a train cake. See, I was going to make a train cake for a celebration of the company at one point.
Were you?
Around to it, yeah. I was. You know the IKEA. IKEA have got this cake mold where you can make like locos and wagons and coaches and things. I was going to just make a stack of those.
Wow.
Then I realised that was quite well. So. I fired up trains and carried on playing. Right, what have we got here on the list?
I think we've got quite a major list. Blimey.
There's basically one of everything in there. I'm trying to see if there's two of anything, and so far there's been one of everything. Someone said Grok. Let me see who said that now. Where is it?
Of course, someone
would have said
Grok.
Who would have said wasn't who I thought it was going to be, actually.
Really?
Moggy can't think of what his favourite. Like, those Fuzzytronics stole the words right out of his mouth and they don't know what to say.
Surprised nobody has said Pacer. Yeah, that is true.
JP throws the mighty little Jinty into the arena. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
A fun sort of side sim with TSW operator model. Yeah. Ed already threw that one in. Yep. You did.
Pass the signal.
Pacer is a frustrated wagon. It's an overachieving wagon. It's what a Pacer is. Pacer is just an all-round overachiever. Brighton Bell, Michael Nunnery, nice. Yes, Brighton Bell's lovely. Any news on whether the Bell's coming back? I mean, I guess it's held up because of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, I must admit, because one of our wagons at the railway at Norfolk, the Norfolk Railway, was one of the ex-Brighton Bell Pullmans. We did actually have one of the driving trailers for it, which we sold it to them. So,
very nice. Oh, Blue Pullman, another good shout, John Copping.
Blue Pullman.
But classic Manchester Blue Pullman, or modern, as in released a few days ago, Blue Pullman.
Oh, now I must admit, I do like the HST. I'm not going to say I don't mind that, because that does look pretty good.
I quite like it as well. James Humble throws a camper van in the arena. Presumably that's with a Top Gear driver on the front in a car.
There we go.
This is still a good route. So and it's one of the earliest routes in that train simulator, but it's still fun to play.
I can remember my first workshop scenario was this route, because I made a workshop route scenario for it a long time ago, and I think it was a DBBR 155 I did it with. And you came down the branch and then did a service up to Hagen, and just stopped at all the stations, and that was basically the scenario.
Yeah. Ed likes the original one mainly as the controls are more interesting. However, he caveats that in saying don't ask him to make one. So. Right, and start lining him. Dean McGregor says, surely the 390 for futuristicness and comfort. Actually, you know, they're good. Javelin is probably my favourite modern train.
Now here's an interesting one. What's more comfortable between a Javelin, the new Hitachis, which are like the you know which I mean. So you've got the GWR Hitachis and the LNER Hitachis, or the Stadler Flirts?
See, I've only ridden on one of those.
Have you?
But my son came off of the Flirt with the biggest smile I'd ever seen him when he had a ride on the Flirt. So
I must admit they are
he rates the
pretty
Flirts.
noisy.
I think he rates the Flirts very highly. Yeah, the Avelia does look good in Ferramero.
Have you seen the TGVs are now getting some new TGVs soon as well?
The AGVs.
Yeah, AGVs even. Yeah.
What's the most comfortable out of the Sprinters? Because you prefer a Class 156. Is there such a thing as a comfortable Sprinter?
No, there isn't. No, I'm sorry, there isn't. Another Kriegslock container train. No, when you commute.
What do you call a man with a seagull on his head? That'd be Cliff.
Oh, here come the puns. We cannot have a stream without a pun in it.
I've refrained myself from being all the baked beans. He's been sitting there punning it up a storm. Which is just basically means he was there, to be honest. That's what happens when Baked Bean Kid is in there.
Yeah.
No, I've heard reasonably good things about the 158, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, 158, yeah.
By my sprinterism.
Oh dear.
No, DNA, what you have to remember is that I like my trains to be classics. I like the Pacer a lot. No one can ever accuse me of therefore liking comfortable trains.
Now here's the question. Are you going to go around all the different heritage railways that now have a Sprinter? Not a Sprinter, a Pacer even. And see if you can go on them.
I wasn't, but that does sound like a good idea. I might.
Oh no, I've done it now.
YouTube series, here we come. All the Pacers.
All the Pacers. Or someone says, "All go to your local bus station, Matt." That's a good one. That's a good one.
Is there any chance it's going to be for Train Simulator add-ons to go from PC to PS4? No, it's Train Sim World that goes onto PS4. Train Simulator is a completely different game, so there's no sharing of content between the two. That doesn't mean that at some point, you know, maybe the same routes might get made, like Southeastern High Speed. London is London to Faversham on Train Simulator. Munich Augsburg has come across to Train Sim World, but they're built as brand new projects. You don't port stuff from TS. Even if you could, you can't. But even if you could, you wouldn't want to. Wouldn't get your interest as good as you expect it to.
It's amazing when you think one of these is actually sitting in Britain as well.
Really? Whereabouts?
So the Nene Valley Railway has got a 262, which they, I think originally they had planned to sell originally, because they were worried about it, but now they found that they're going to restore it back to running eventually.
Oh, wow.
So that would be really, really good. There's also a Kriegslock sitting in Bressingham. There's been a Kriegslock there for years.
Yeah. Would you ever put Train Simulator on console? No, Train Simulator will never go to console because it's not been written in a way that will make it work on console. Because one of the reasons Train Sim World exists is to write a Train Simulator with consoles in mind. Brandon, did you get a chance to drive an American railroad in TS 2021, Jay?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've done some American railroads on some of the streams. Actually, we did one last week, didn't we? What did we do? Which route was it last week?
Feather River Canyon last week.
Feather River Canyon. And actually, we're doing an American route after this as well.
So we are. When's the next Steam sale? No idea, how little. There are websites that can give you hints as to that information, as far as I'm aware. If you trust them with their information.
There we go. It's on the way.
What will train sims be like in 10 years? Awesome.
How could you be more awesomer? You've got train simulators.
No, there are ways they things are awesome. You all know what you want to make it better.
That is true. There you go, a bit of Colonel Cam for you.
That's very good. Any sales upcoming for the underloved Xbox? That's all down to Microsoft to decide when they want to do their sales. Not something we have control over. Just keep an eye out for the next time Microsoft do a sale. I mean, there are, you know, 2 very big sale windows coming up over the next couple of months. Whether they manifest into sales or not, actually, I don't know, but normally they do.
Wow.
Wait, is that what I need to do to get you to come and visit DTG, Baked Bean Kid? Right, we'll get on that. Remember, am I streaming TS on my own channel? No, I haven't streamed anything on my channel other than Friday Rec Fests in a long time.
Hello. Oh. Well, I ran out of water, even though I was putting water in. Oh dear. I was putting water in at the time, and yes, well, there you are. There's me first fail.
Feels good. Feels good.
Oh dear, there's me first fail. Right. Oh,
It happens. It's fine.
It happens. Right, let me put it on to... Be back in a minute.
No, that's not... A Nebworth is missing a station in the Dragon.
Yeah. We weren't that far off, really.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What's the funniest in-game warning message that has come up on Train Simulator? I'm not entirely sure. What is the funniest?
I don't know if we necessarily write funny messages.
Right, we are now loading. Well, there's your first fail.
Let's have a picture of a pacer just to make everybody feel better.
There you go. There you go.
Calming paces. Yes, that is a cracking pacer livery, isn't it?
Mm. Someone says, Matt, you've taught him well.
I have. I have.
You taught him very... Yeah.
You forgot the other thing I told you about when things go wrong, though.
What's that?
It's always chat's fault.
It's true. It's true.
Blame chat.
I think I was
You were distracted by someone in chat. Someone said something really funny. It distracted you.
Yeah.
Therefore, the fact you hadn't put water in the loco for 10 minutes is that person's fault.
Here we go. Please open the doors and let the passengers board and wait for your conductor to give the clear to proceed. So we are on North Jersey, is it? Can't remember.
North Jersey coastline.
That's the one.
It's a 45 DP or a 46? 45.
It must have been a very unusual loco. All passengers on board, remember we are running a holiday schedule and are allowed to leave stations early if we arrive before schedule. Let's head to Elberon. I'm not getting the pronunciations right today. Got the headlights on, get in the cab.
So the 46 actually is a, if I remember rightly, is a Trax. A bit like the BR185.
Ah.
This is the 45, but the 46 is an all-electric loco. This is a diesel Anders. This is like a it's a dual power, so you can either run on diesel as you are now, or you can run on the overheads.
Yeah. It's a bit windy as well. Someone's asked, what do steam trains need water for? So they actually need water to create steam.
No, this is not the ACS 64. That's only they're run by Amtrak. This is the NJT ALP 45 DP. I like the colours on the colour bars on the silver background. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's strange. It feels like a very 80s locomotive just by the colours. You know, you can imagine it in
bold colours.
Yeah, you can just imagine it in like an 80s music video or something like that.
It's loco in the shells.
Yeah. Make sure I do the correct procedure. We're going over a crossing.
I can't put power up yet, King George. Speed limit's still 25.
Yeah.
It looks like for the rest of our natural lives it'll be 25.
Yeah. Hello.
How much of devastation do different sims show after derailing from before ending the game? So Train Simulator you'll see the carriages come off and then the camera sort of spins around it and then it says you derailed and it exits. Train Sim World, the minute the train is not, seated properly on the track, it ends the game. So you don't even, with Train Sim World you don't see any. King George, I make you feel old, you're only 28. How do I make you feel old? That doesn't make sense. Northern Dodo could never figure out the US signalling. If it ain't all red, it ain't red. If it's flashing green, do what it says in the cab. because these locos have got cab signalling.
Yep.
You've still yet to derail a train in TSW?
You're not driving fast enough. Don't think.
Scenario designer seemed to be what unlocked it for everybody. Suddenly they were derailing trains all over the place because they could run a BR4067, all manner of different routes they were designed to run it. And what happens if I drive from this point to this point at 350 kilometers an hour? Whee! Bad things, clearly. Will Train Simulator be on Xbox? No, Louis Place. Apologies. Basically, Train Simulator was built as a PC game about 10, 12 years ago, and to convert it to being a console game is a mammoth task, and it's easy to start again, which is why Train Sim World exists.
Someone's asked ICE3 on the Isle of Wight, can it get to top speed? I don't know, I haven't tried it. Make sure I'll open the windows. There we go, windows are open. And if you didn't see, we are running a train on the 4th of July, so there's going to be loads and loads of fireworks. So very, very convenient because of tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah! Remember, remember.
Remember, remember.
It's the day after the 4th of November.
Yeah.
That's how the song goes, isn't it? Something like that.
I think so. I can't remember. I think I might have braked a bit too late then. I'm not sure. It might be alright.
Don't you wish TS routes and locos could be ported over to TSW with the click of one button? Well, on the face of it, that would be great, wouldn't it? But then it would still look like a TS1 local route. It wouldn't be a TSW local. So, no, actually. I would rather they were at the standard of TS World content. You get more out of it.
There we go, and then coming in.
Dean McGregor, the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley Class 350 has got announcements on the train.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
People in the front pit coach are just going to have to walk, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as there's at least one door in the platform, it's a good stop.
Look at that. So we have got... Oh, we've got one off the end of the platform there, and then... So we've got 4 in the middle, so that's alright. I must admit, the passengers on here, they're quite funny because they text on their phones and everything. Passengers are aboard. Continue to Allenhurst.
Away we go.
Yep. Wolfgang is asking us, have you tried out the new tram sim? I haven't.
Briefly.
Have
Briefly.
you? Have you? Ah.
It's very interesting. It's good to see more place train sims come.
Yeah.
Those NJT double deckers are really interesting.
They are, aren't they? I'll go and get a... There we go, we're going in the back. There you go. Look at that. Oh, hello.
Yeah, cars on the road would be probably the more challenging hurdle to overcome Polonius for trams in TSW. Did you ever consider a farming sim? No. There's so many farming sims.
Yeah.
There's some really, really good ones, so... Do the passengers ever smile? No, they're like me. They smile inside. Well, where does this one run down to?
This one runs down to Bayhead Track 1.
Okay, run into the bottom.
Hello? There you go. No, it's alright.
Only your 7-year-old son plays farming sim. You haven't seen him grow any crops, he just crashes vehicles the entire time. It has to be said, as much as fun as I've had with that, one of the most fun things we've done was that a group of us were playing multiplayer, and we just, you know, sometimes when you're playing multiplayer games with your friends and it just gets into silly mode for no apparent reason.
Yes.
Everyone just decides it's time to go completely nuts. Because
Yeah.
we were, I just purely by accident, I was delivering a vehicle, a farming vehicle with a low loader, and I lowered the back ramps and the vehicle drove off. Then I thought, and there was the rest of the road, and I thought, I wonder what happens with the AI cars. So I reversed my low loader with the ramp lowered into one of these AI cars, and it jams it in place and it stops.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the ramp gets stuck underneath it.
Right.
And if you lift the ramp, it flips the truck.
Oh no. Oh dear.
And we worked out that we could get like a car, park it on the low loader, back the low loader up to the stuck AI car, and then flip it, and we could catapult things off of the truck across the map. And this kept us amused for about an hour. And we tried throwing trucks and...
It all just got out of hand.
It was crazy. It was good fun. The Arrow 3, yes. Yeah, the arrows, I like the Arrow. It's quite an interesting one to drive. It's got different controls as well.
Just make sure I get the right spot. On the platform. Go through hedges and trees. There we go.
Lovely. Lovely.
I love the reflection on the rails. Nice and steady.
Yeah, you release the brakes. These have got three triple valves, so you don't want to release the brakes unless you really mean to release the brakes.
Ah, right. There we go. There's a lot of crossings on this route as well.
Being Kid is asking you, I know this is controversial, but do you think that perhaps the way to drive into a station is to stay in the cab?
I mean, you could, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I thought I'd do a different type of shot for someone, right?
I think it depends on what mood you're in, to be honest. You can do
Yeah.
good stops externally and internally. I must admit I generally prefer staying in the cab, but that's also really dull to watch.
Yeah.
Why does flying around distort the sound, Steve McGregor? You know how when you're standing still and a train goes past you, or let's say an ambulance goes past you, and as it's coming towards you, it seems to be pitching higher and higher and higher. And then as soon as it goes past you, it pitches suddenly lower and lower and lower. That's the Doppler effect. And when you're flying around, you're effectively getting lots of Doppler effects because the sounds are coming towards you faster or slower depending on where you are.
Yeah. Now here's the other question. How many people have done races on Train Sim on TSW? So you get a load of mates and you either go on Skype or on Microsoft or anything like that, and you go on the same route but you're using different locomotives, and you just have to go as fast as you can and try to get to the next or the end of the line as quickly as possible.
Something I've done, but what about you folks?
I used to do it loads.
My son does that sort of thing. I don't know if he still does, might do. Explain triple valves and use no witchcraft. It's difficult to explain without witchcraft, being kid. It's a magical valve that controls the air brakes on on American trains. There's one on each vehicle, and essentially, it's the really clever bit, the magic that hooks together various reservoirs, the brake cylinder, and the brake pipe, and decides what to do. Really, and it decides it mechanically or pneumatically. It's not got a logic or there's no electronics on it. It is a valve, and it's a very clever valve, and it basically, based on what's happening with the brake pipe, different chambers open or valve parts of it open up. That means it sets the air brake through. But what happens is that when you release the brakes by raising the brake pipe pressure up, it just does a complete vent to the brake cylinder. There's no, unlike with the European trains use a thing called a distributor, which is just a different way of doing it than the triple valve. With a distributor, you can raise the brake pipe a bit and it releases the brake cylinder a bit, so you can raise and lower, raise and lower. So it's more flexible that way. But the triple valve has been around for a long time.
Got a lot of crossings.
Are you blowing your horn lots?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm so glad I have audio.
Oh well, I got 25mm coming up.
Oh, I need to do a video for Sam's race. To decide what craziness is appropriate.
Ah, someone's been telling me, yeah, long, long, short, long. Yeah, I've been doing it long, short, long instead of long. Yeah, I should be doing it the other way round.
You need a 14L, long, long, short, long. What will I use? I don't know. I don't know. I'm still thinking. So why persist with the inferior valve when the European version is much better? I think the triple valve is possibly more robust because it's simpler than a distributor. You've got to also imagine that they've got a few 100,000 vehicles fitted with triple valves, and I don't think you can mix triple valves and distributors. And a history of maintenance and so forth, and railways don't generally like changing something unless they really need to, because they built up infrastructure, training and experience. They know everything that can go wrong with a triple valve, and to be honest, for the most part, it's not actually that big of a deal having the one-shot release. Once you get used to driving and knowing that, it's really not actually a problem. It's just if you're not used to it and you're like, you know, brake release, release, brake, release, release. You're like, you know, the way I come into a station, then it's a problem. But you know, what for someone who knows their stuff, it's much less of an issue. So it's not as big of a problem as it might seem. But it does catch people out when they release the brakes and then think, oh, I need to put them back on again. Now you gotta wait for them to come off completely, and then reapply them completely.
Yeah. I think we're coming in as steady as I possibly could be, actually.
When is Great Western Railway coming out? That's tomorrow, isn't it? That's part. Is that's part of tomorrow's? Yeah, I think that's part of tomorrow's launch.
I have now done a stop from the cab, so there we go. But we have actually stopped.
Do any trains have an autopilot type system? Well, in fact, the several trains have cruise controls, and then the German LZB system will actually speed the train up and slow it down automatically, based on what the signalling is doing. It's not full autopilot. There are nothing any trains other than the actual self-drive trains, like most of the underground in the UK. A lot of it is now running automatic train operation. But in terms of ones that a driver would be in, things like the LZB would allow the train to take over a lot of the operation of the speed controls.
All passengers now on board. Next stop, Bradley Beach. I wonder if the fireworks shows have started. Ooh. So we should be starting to see some fireworks now.
Will the destination will be usable on the 166 on GWB? No. In the first round of bringing preserved collection items across, it will. It's about bringing them across as they are currently. Possibly with bug fixes, but not with new features. Hydra Hodge, there are voyages in the sim. We're not going to be driving one tonight. Chinese high-speed trains have fully automated station stops. They might well do it. Big bean kid, yeah. What route is the BR3634, Barry? It's for Signal. Effectively, this the route we were on just earlier on, but
yeah.
The Train Sim World 2 version.
Go, passing another unit now. And we've got a flashing green.
Usable lifts at stations, yeah. No, there's no Voyager on Train Sim World yet. No.
See if we can find the fireworks.
RSN hasn't had any upgrades, no Thelonious. Well, there was Hohenlimberg Steel Yard had a major problem with its signalling, so it wouldn't work with the shunter. So that was fixed, but I don't think anything else was looked at on Royal Zeeg. That'll be on Preserve Crew to look after what they can start doing with that. But they're really busy at the moment getting the Preserve collection across. It's my dream route for TSW. I don't really have one, to be honest. I like driving trains, and I don't care where I drive them. I'm more interested in what the gameplay is. You know, what the experience is. I like to be operating the controls, so just a flat out high speed route is less interesting to me. For example, like commuter stopping route.
Moggy said anything with a pacer.
A pacer would be golden. Yes, Moggy.
Which version of the pacer, though? That's the question.
Yes. Anything called a pacer.
Yep.
I've been on a 142. Haven't been on any of the others though.
Nigger says Matt's dream route is all of them.
All of them. Yep. All the
them.
trains and all the routes. And yesterday, please.
Oh, we got some fireworks. Over there.
Oh yes.
Look at that.
I saw that released, Danny, on Steam as a game called Pacer, and I got all excitable. And then I looked at it and I was less excited.
I think there's someone who doesn't know a gauge model of Pacer, don't they, as well? I can't remember who does it.
Don't know. Probably.
I know Hornby did an original one, but they've done a more up-to-date one, haven't they? Someone has.
The Hornby one. Well, there was Real Track. Real Track did a better
That's
model of the Pacers. Hornby one was just basically a reprint of the Lima model.
Yeah. See the fireworks.
Ooh, pretty.
Yep. As it gets darker, we'll see more fireworks. I see some off to the left. All passengers aboard. Let's head to Belma. Right. Oh, no.
Oh, you mean the L, Baby and Kid? I'm really interested in how that would be. It's just incredibly limited. That's the only problem with Baby and Kid. I've got a sim of the the Chicago L Brown line, and it is really interesting. It's really, really interesting. You go past Tower 18, big crossing of 4 lines, which is really interesting. And most importantly, on the Chicago L, there is a pink line. So.
I'm surprised you haven't had your house or your garage painted pink, for that matter.
No, my wife put her foot down, that sort of thing. She said they've been under that nonsense. I did talk about painting the car pink.
No, pink screen, not a green screen, a pink screen.
No, it's just a boring old bog standard green screen, Nico.
There's your fireworks, there they are.
No, it'd be a pink Astra in this case, Nico. Pretty fireworks.
Yeah. Oh look, here's some more.
I wonder if they've done it in the new Microsoft Flight. It used to be always that if you ran Flight Simulator I run FSX on fireworks night. Sorry, it might have been on July 4th actually, rather than 5th, but certainly on July 4th. As you're flying around, there'd be fireworks popping off all over the ground and below you, just as a one-day event. Just quite
brilliant.
Cool.
More over there as well. Where is... Oh, there's a question for everyone. Where's the best fireworks display you've ever seen?
Any idea when North Transpennine is coming? So that'll be tomorrow as well, whenever it changes. So Heavy Freight Pack has been pushed back a bit longer, but Northern Transpennine itself, along with GWE, is tomorrow.
There's fireworks everywhere. It's very appropriate for tomorrow. Moggy says those weren't your fireworks, Matt. It was your landing gear sparking.
Probably. Derek Streamer for TSW would be the Horseshoe Curve, but modern day Norfolk Southern. I concur, that would be a good route.
Oh, look at this lot. Loads. Ah. Looks like people are shooting off their own fireworks too. The Jersey Shore is always lit up on the 4th. There we go. Oh, make sure we actually stop here as well. That would be handy.
My saver, no. The BR420 is not out tomorrow. Not out tomorrow. That's the BR363 that is out tomorrow. Oh no, I'm familiar with an NET DNA. A friend of mine was making a model of it in Microsoft Flight Sim, and showed me lots of his progress as he was making before he eventually ran out of steam. It's a big old project, modelling Nottingham.
And there was no pun intended there.
Yep.
You drinking something?
Netherfield is Nottingham, yes, baby kid. In the vicinity.
Go.
GWE tomorrow, Jason Cole.
Sure they're all getting off. Oh, more fireworks over there. Look, there you go.
If you want to play around with experimenting how the fireworks work, have a play. They come in Pacific Surfliner and can't remember where else they come. Definitely on Pacific Surf. Horseshoe Curve was the first one that used it, but they're in Pacific Surfliner as well. And they're just assets that you place really well.
Yeah, so it needs. It'd be nice to have a Workshop Wednesday scenario or a workshop scenario of November the 5th. That would be a good one. There's plenty of there's a few heritage railways that do like firework nights, don't they? I know that Great Central do a firework night, don't they?
Yeah.
doing very well with the crossings. There you go.
Oh, fireworks could be seriously fun though.
It would be funny if there was a firework thing in the game where it came into a shape of a train. That would be quite funny. You just had a loco, or you know.
New model bus. If you have TSW, sorry, if you have TSW, if you have Great Western Express already on TSW, then it's free on TSW2. If your GWE was not a digital copy, i.e. you've got it on disc, then you may need to follow some instructions on the to actually get it.
Go. Getting some speed up now.
Oh, he stopped making the route about a decade ago, DNA. Long time ago now he stopped. He's into T-gauge model railways now.
Well, the tiny gauge T.
Oh yeah, he made a full-scale replica of the 4th rail bridge.
Oh, I've seen that. I saw that at Worley, I think it was.
Yes, that was his. That was Doug's.
Wow.
Yeah, he's won awards for that, and I think the NRM have expressed in hosting as well.
Wow.
Full-scale model with the same size. A full, scale model. Not full-scale, model. If you bought stuff on TSW and you want to switch to TSW2 where your purchase content transfer over, it should do Amtrak 9. If it does not, then make sure that you go and have a look on the forums. There might be instructions to follow. And if not, raise a support ticket. But yes, if you own stuff on TSW, it should come across to TSW2. As long as that stuff is coming across. The only things that aren't are the NEC, the SW1000R, and the GP40. Where would you put a model of a 1-to-1 scale model of the rail bridge? Probably on the River Forth.
Yeah. Or somewhere in the ocean somewhere.
Seems ideally suited to the Forth, though.
Yeah. And you've got to paint it consistently as well.
Well, they never stop painting it, do they?
No. Going into Spring Lake.
You have a disk copy. You shouldn't need to log into your Dovetail account, New Model Plus. I don't think you should. Just if you go onto the Dovetail forum and just read, I think instructions there will tell you what you need to do. I think you need to raise a support ticket with the details, and then you get a key sent to you or something.
We'll do a departure from this. If I just move my mouse a bit. There we go. Next stop is Mansaquin? Manaskan.
The screenshots of the Train Sim Germany releases are real. Yes, they are. They're not in the roadmap yet, but they will get on the roadmap at some point. No. That's Train Sim Germany help us with some of the stuff we've done as well, like doing the stuff on the ICE and 45 43. So yeah, they've already done quite a number of different things working with us, and so they've just announced their first projects that they're doing on their own. Do you think there will ever be a route more popular than GWE? What makes you think there? Or do you just mean a route that you will like the GWE? In which case, I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. We're getting closer to the beach, which means we could probably start seeing light shows by the shore.
Sure, if you say so.
I was crossing there. Oh well, there you go. I've done something there. It's the only thing with this route. There are so many crossings. You'd be forever. Imagine living next to it.
Oh.
Drive you nuts.
Would do your head in, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I'd still love it. So. Is there a limit to how many trains can be active on a route? So, currently the most we've used on the service has been in the order of 40. But there is no technical limit. That's just obviously the more trains there are, the running at any given time, the harder it hits your frame rate, because it's still got to calculate all the stuff related to them.
Hmm. It's a lovely route, this, I must admit.
I think you're going to enjoy Southeastern High Speed GWE. Southeastern High Speed is a little faster route, and longer GWE. Yeah, and not only that, it's quite varied, because you get half of it as being the high speed section, and half of it being the regional, sort of more traditional stop-start. So one of my favourite things about it is just because that you get that nice contrast of gameplay. My saver says, Jamie, do you know of the Schwarzwaldbahn in southern Germany, from Konstanz, Bodensee to Hosek? The Black Forest Railway, that one is.
I've heard of Bodensee, but I'm not sure of it, no.
Black Forest Railway, lovely railway. Very, very nice. I think Trains in Germany actually did a model of it on TS1.
Oh, really? I know I've been on the Schwarzwaldbahn, which runs, which is a heritage line. It's got those massive, great viaducts, and does looping. It's on the Swiss-German border. Amazing railway.
Mm.
That was actually a 282. It was a 284, either a 282 or a 284 tank I had hauling that. And I went on the footplate as well. I was lucky enough.
You had to twist the knife, didn't you? Dear, oh dear. Is there a cinematic camera view? So if you press the 4 key, you can get what they call the trackside camera.
Yeah.
In Train Simulator. You can't. There isn't one in Train Simulator like that, but you can make your own cinematics with the external cameras and fly the camera around the train.
That's a very smooth stop. Look at that. No one would be spilling their teas or coffees in that. God. So your 4 key. There you go. There's your cinematic cam. Alright, we're good to go. Next stop is Point Pleasant.
It is a nice looking train. That it just
Yeah.
looks. It makes my brain go because it hasn't got a loco on the other end, a cab on the other end of it.
Yeah. We've got a flashing amber now.
You'll get a cab indication change to the.
Nope, had nothing come up.
Oh, possibly because it's not switched on.
Ah, probably why. Go, more fireworks. I love seeing all the boats and they got the buoys and everything. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, the scenery in this route is very.
Do a crossing shot. Got a speed limit coming up. And then one more stop and then we're there.
Woohoo!
Ah, that's why, 'cause we're going into a single track section.
Have I ever been to Mattock and had a go on the? No. The only cable car I've been in the one in London, and I did the incline tram thing. I am in New Zealand, Wellington, I think it was. That was good. But yes, the cable car in London. I don't know if it still is, but the Emirates came.
Oh, there you go, look at that reflection.
Skyway.
Look at that, you're getting a kernel cam and a reflection, look at that.
Steady on, steady on. Redefining the standard.
I am, yeah. Someone's got to beat that now.
Yes, you are keeping me updated, big kid. Darn you.
Or is it me that's keeping you up?
The reflection has the same lights. It's just that the lights, you can't see them where you are because they're up above the top. Whereas when you look down into reflection, you can see the light from there. I think that's kind of the weird logic going on there.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, we've got 11 out of 10 kernel cam. Oh.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear. Getting 10s out of 10 now. Oh, lovely. I must admit, I did do a little bit of practice earlier. Just a tad.
I have a strictly kernel cam.
Yeah. That kernel cam reminds you of the Polar Express. Yes, it does actually. I must admit that it does.
Except this thing can't steer on ice.
That's true.
They just don't think of these things on trains.
It's amazing because did you ever watch the behind the scenes of Polar Express and how they actually made it?
No.
They actually, for most of the animation scenes, they actually did use 1225. And they actually went up to the locomotive and said, right, okay, we're going to do this scene where they're skating across ice. What would you do? They were talking to the railwayman and they said, right, we'll stand in the cab and you could do this. And that was how, literally, they did it. They literally acted out every single scene of what the locomotive would actually do and tried to make it as realistic as they could. Yeah.
That's really good. It's a lot of effort they don't normally go to.
No.
Half the time you see an interior of a coach driving past a place, and then there's an exterior of a completely different type of train somewhere else in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Or you get a locomotive which completely dismatches the coaching stock on a route that completely dismatches where it's trying to be. You know.
Yeah.
There we go, we're in Point Pleasant now.
Woo.
Now we got one more stop, which is Bay Head. I'll do that. Our next stop is the last stop on the line at Bay Head. All passengers are boarded. Proceed when ready.
Nice. Yeah, Bay Head has got the bubble loop, Bay Bean Kid. Bring up the map, Jamie. You'll notice that trains go round the bubble loop at the incredibly pedestrian 5 miles per hour.
There we go. Still got fireworks going on as well. Right, I will bring up the map. And there's the loop. We are there. And this is the full map. If I bring it back up, there you go. There's the full map. Quite a long one.
Yeah, well, it does go all the way back up to the Northeast Corridor. It's a roundabout. It's not Elizabeth, it's it begins with an R. Can't remember the name of the station.
Oh, hello. Earth is that?
It's almost exactly the same as the one we have in Gillingham.
Ah.
Railway, Baby Kid, that's the one. I don't know why I don't remember that, because I mean, I always think to myself, oh look, we're coming up the railway station, but...
I must admit, wearing headphones for a long while does make your ears go itchy.
Yeah, been on calls all day.
Oh no.
Well, level crossings work in TSW anytime soon. We are hoping to get working level crossings in at some point, but you'll find out when we've got something more firm to say.
Make sure I'll actually do the speed limit correctly this time. I must admit, I love all the posters and stuff in this, like the billboards and stuff. There's another one up here. Your game, your ride. Look at that.
Very nice.
Yeah, now coming into Bay Head.
Get some hygiene covers for your headphones. That's not a bad shout, actually. It's not a bad shout.
Hygiene cover. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I might have to try something like that.
Yeah.
Just find I'm wearing headphones all the time.
Yeah.
On Great Western Express, is the route the same as TSW 2020, or will be virtually the same? I don't know whether any bugs have been fixed on it. I know the team Preserve Crew have been working on it, but safest bet is assume it's the same, plus hopefully some fixes. Train Fan TV, you love work for Workshop Wednesday. We love Workshop Wednesday too. We're glad you enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Get my camera straight.
Baked Bean Kid, me too, despite that. Ouch. Oh. Paul, why can't you use a proper microphone? What, you mean like one of these? I normally do when I stream, but I'm not streaming, I'm just on a Discord call today. So
Yeah.
I'm just using my cheapo microphone.
All passengers have boarded, we can proceed into the yard. Great run, engineer, and happy 4th of July.
Woohoo!
Oh, there we go.
Well, happy Fireworks Day.
Oh, happy fireworks night would be for us now, tomorrow. So that is both the routes run. There we go. Hope you all enjoyed that.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed those too. We will. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with Sam looking at the 363 on board. Friday, I'll be back with Jamie looking at the Glasgow Suburban, and then it's weekend.
Yeah.
So yes, have fun, enjoy trains, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow, looking at the new BR363 for Train Sim Mod 2.
Yeah.
See you later, folks.
Yeah, see you later. See you later.